Well, welcome back to the kitchen. Today we're making a easy sultana loaf. You'll really like this. I know some people have said they don't like sultanas, but let me tell you, this tastes great. Okay, so let's make a start. So here we have our milk, self-raising flour, brown sugar, and our sultanas. That's all we're going to need for this recipe. Now, if you don't have self-raising flour, you can use plain flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder for a cup of plain flour. But today, because I have self-raising flour, I will be using the self-raising flour. Let's start with a cup of sultanas. And a cup of milk. Let's give that a quick stir, and then we set that aside for 1 hour. Okay, so as you can see, I've had a little bit of a tidy up, put stuff away while I was off camera. So now we're going to do 1.5 cups of flour. One and a half. What do you do? 1.5 cups of flour. Self-raising 1 cup. Soft brown sugar. One cup. And then you're going to mix it thoroughly. Make sure you get any lumps out of the brown sugar. Okay, now we set that aside until our milk and sultanas are ready. So, we have our sultanas in our milk, and we have our dry mixture of flour and brown sugar. I'm going to turn our oven on to 180 degrees. You'll notice that I'm filming this on the same day that I'm doing the curry. Next, I get my pan and I'm going to oil the pan. Now I can use butter, which I prefer, or I also can use a spray oil. So
I didn't get any footage of me greasing the pan. You can use a spray oil or get some paper towel and spread a thin layer of soft butter over the pan. Make sure that you cover the entire pan surface to avoid the loaf sticking after cooking.
Now, because it's been an hour, we can tip our milk and sultana mixture into the dry ingredients, tip it all in, and stir. Make sure that all the dry ingredients have been incorporated.
Using a spatula, clean your spoon and then carefully tip the mixture into the pan. You may need someone to help you with this. I actually struggled. My bowl is quite heavy, but once you scrape out all the mixture and put it in the pan, it's ready for the oven.
My oven's ready as the light's gone out. It's on 180, so let's get this into the oven. On the centre shelf, about halfway back, and we'll set our timer for 45 minutes, at which point we'll check it and see where it's at. Okay, with 5 minutes to go, I'm going to do a skewer test. That means I'm going to poke a bamboo skewer or a metal skewer into the middle of the cake and see if it's still damp inside. So let's do that. I'm going to turn my light on. I'm going to carefully open the door. It's looking very brown, and doesn't that look good? So skewer into the middle, and it's dry. So this is ready. One more time, and it's dry. Well, it's still a little bit damp there. So we'll give it another 5 minutes, and then we'll take it out. There it is. It's out of the oven now. The alarm had gone off, and we'll give it a few minutes to cool, and then we'll turn it out onto the wire rack. Okay, it's been a few minutes. I'm going to get a spatula or a cake slice and just go quickly around the outside to make sure it's loose. Then we're going to take it over to our wire rack and it's not coming out. Brilliant. There we are. Lovely. Nice and clean out of there. They can go in the sink. And now we'll turn this over and allow it to cool. Really yummy, served warm with butter. Oh, there it is. There's my slice. Now, what you can do as the loaf is still cooling down is wrap it in a cotton tea towel. This will allow it to cool without the steam and condensation causing it to go soggy, and you want that really nice crispy outside crust. Let's have a taste. Crunch time. Let's see how it tastes. Yum.